On the news, 35 miners confirmed dead in Ibadan stampede. Oni's ex-wife arrested. Dangote slashes petrol price to 899 naira per litre. And FCT High Court admits ex-Governor Yahaya Bello to 500 million naira bail. Many thanks for joining us on the news on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Tamilore Akinkolie. We begin in Ibadan, where 35 miners have been confirmed dead in a stampede at the fun fair held at Islamic High School, Orita Bashorum. The incident, which happened on Wednesday, drew condemnation from many, including the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, who vowed to investigate the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. Makinde also said the state government would arrest those responsible for the incident and commiserated with parents whose children were involved in the stampede. A day after, the State Police Command announced the 7 suspects have been arrested for their roles in the disaster. The command spokesman Adewale Oshifeso said ex-Queen of the Ooni of Ife, Naomi Shilekunla, and 6 others were already in the police custody.
The security agencies said they were not contacted. That Queen should turn in herself to the police immediately. And then the radio station, proprietor of that radio station, should also turn in himself.
In the spirit of Christmas, the Dangote Group has announced a reduction in petrol prices to 899 naira per litre. This price slash, effective immediately, is part of the company's initiative to ease the financial burdens on Nigerians during the festive season. The announcement has been met with widespread appreciation, especially as many citizens face economic challenges. The group has reiterated its commitment to supporting Nigerians with measures aimed at providing relief during these tough economic times. Consumers are expected to begin benefiting from the new rates as soon as distribution channels are adjusted. The Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has revoked the land allocations of several high-profile individuals, including former President Muhammadu Buhari, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, and former Governor George Akume. The revocations announced on Wednesday are part of Wike's ongoing effort to address alleged irregularities in the FCT's land allocation process. The minister stated that the affected individuals and entities who received land allocation under questionable circumstances would have the opportunity to challenge the decision through legal channels. The move has sparked controversies, with some critics suggesting that the revocations are politically motivated. However, Wike has defended the action as necessary to ensure transparency and accountability in land distributions, emphasizing his commitment to reforming the system and curbing land racketeering in the FCT. The FCT High Court has granted a 500 million naira bail to former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello in a case involving alleged financial mismanagement during his tenure as governor. The court admitted Bello to bail after he pleaded not guilty to the charges levied against him by the EFCC. As part of the bail conditions, the former governor was ordered to provide 2 sureties, each with a bond of 250 million, and to surrender his international passport to the court. Bello is facing charges of embezzlement and misappropriation of state funds, which were allegedly diverted for personal use during his time in office. And the House of Representatives is set to present a donation of 704.91 million naira, representing half of its members' salaries, to President Bola Tinubu. The donation, which was announced during a plenary session, is part of a larger initiative aimed at supporting the federal government's ongoing effort to address national challenges. The move comes as the lawmakers express their commitment to contributing to the nation's development, particularly in the face of economic difficulties. According to the House leadership, the donation will be formally handed to the President as a gesture of solidarity and to support government's initiative. The donation is expected to be used for various national development projects, although specific areas of allocations have yet to be disclosed. And the newly appointed Permanent Secretary of the State House, Tijani Umar, has called on staff members to uphold excellence in service and demonstrate a high level of professionalism in their work. Speaking at his inaugural meeting with the staff, Umar emphasized the importance of efficiency, transparency, and accountability in the delivery of services within the State House. He stressed that the success of the government depends on the collective effort of all employees and their commitment to ensuring the smooth operation of the President's office.
Can be sure many of them are older than me, but you will not believe what I'm about to tell you. Even though they are older, quite a few are even more experienced. Quite a few are even much more intelligent. But tell them to jump, they will say, "Oga, how high?" Never do you see any of them antagonizing. Never do you see any of them challenging or say, "Oga, what are you doing?" I don't agree. Never. Even if there is a difference. At management meeting, once I throw it open, we talk it over, we reach agreement, and once we reach agreement, it becomes binding.
So we must always remember and count ourselves lucky to be in a position where we can be called on to sit in a particular place and hold a mandate and do something. So once we have that at the back of our mind, then anything we do in that place, anything that comes, we know that it is extra and we have the ability to be there. Do your work so that we can achieve our mandate, and then you are my friend. And immediately I see through those ones that we do, I put them where they should be, and within a couple of weeks, consistently coming to thank me, why are you thanking me? You are adding value. Anywhere in life that you are adding value, you will get benefit. It's a principle. Even if the benefit is not coming from that place, it will come from somewhere. So those are my working principles, and I'm happy again, like I said, and God willing, everything that we will need to do, we will be able to do it working together as a family.
In a bid to strengthen service delivery and enhance professionalism within the Nigerian Civil Service, the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, is hosting a 3-day service-wide training program from protocol, information, and public relations officers. The training, which commenced on Wednesday, December the 18th, 2024, and will run through to Friday, December 20th, aims to alleviate the competencies of civil servants in these crucial roles. Our correspondent Emeka Mako brings us more details on this next report from Abuja.
The Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, is hosting a 3-day service-wide training program for protocol, information, and public relations officers in the civil service. The training brings together participants from ministries, extra-ministerial departments, and agencies, including protocol officers, information and public relations staff, as well as special assistants. In her opening remarks, the head of civil service of the Federation, Didi Walsinjak, said the initiative is part of a broader commitment to ensure that professionalism becomes the cornerstone of the Nigerian civil service.
It is evident that lapses in protocol, media relations, and support roles, particularly when dealing with VIPs, have significant implications. Addressing such challenges requires capacity building, continuous learning, and a mindset of excellence, qualities we expect you to embrace over the course of this program.
Among the key contributors, former Minister of Information, LeBaron Mako, stressed the importance of establishing a strong national identity, noting that both national and subnational levels must adhere to high standards of professionalism.
There's nowhere in the world where you organize an event and people are not the people who are organizing the event are not ready when you go. It's not possible. This is one area that can ease protocol, save time, increase productivity. Look, the time we waste waiting for an event to take place, and of course, at this level, our time is very, very valuable. 1 minute spent doing nothing is a lot of cost to the nation.
The subject matter of protocol is at the heart of governance, because protocol is about doing things the right way, doing things correctly, and doing things in a way that creates order, reliability, and results.
Retired and serving protocol experts stress the confidence that the training would equip participants with essential skills to provide exceptional service and support the ongoing reforms within the Federal Civil Service.
As a protocol officer, I take responsibility about events. I don't need to blame anybody. I need to take full responsibility, work with other stakeholders to ensure that we are managing the same organization, the same principles, so that things go well.
As frontline representatives of their ministries, departments, and agencies, protocol officers, public relation officers, information officers, and personal assistants play a critical role in managing media relations, coordinating dignitary visits, and ensuring effective communication. Given their responsibilities, the need for precision, professionalism, and excellence in their duties has never been more urgent.
The Committee for the Defense of Human Rights (CDHR) and the Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership (CACO) at the 10th edition of the Citizens Accountability and Right Forum with the theme Efficient Information Dissemination as a Vertable Tool for Effective Participatory Governance. In his opening remarks, Debo Adeniran, who serves as both the President of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights and the Chairman of CACO, said that the rapid spread of information and fake news poses a threat to trust and effective governance. He added that in order to combat this, there must intensify effort to promote media literacy among citizens and ensure fact-checking mechanisms despite the widespread use of digital platforms, especially among vulnerable groups.
Efficient information dissemination ensures that citizens are well informed about government's policies, decisions, and actions. It bridges the gap between the government and the governed, fostering trust, transparency, and inclusivity in decision-making process. Participatory governance thrives on this interaction, as informed citizens are better equipped to contribute meaningfully to the societal development.
People are misusing the internet. The internet is a tremendous tool. The internet is the greatest invention since light, but we must not abuse it. We must not use the internet to hurt our fellow citizens. We must not use the internet to undermine the government of the nation. Yes, we must get the government to sit up and work for the people, but you can still get that message across without misinforming the public or without diminishing our country or diminishing the government of the day.
No, to the world about the government or the individual. So we must continue to scrutinize whatever information that's coming out in the media, so that you don't mislead the community, the nation, or the society in a wrong direction that can even lead to fracas, to violence within the area. So one must be guided when you are releasing out information that is not true and that is fake in nature, so that you don't cause confusion and begin to disorganize the community where you reside. So information is very key, is very important, and must not be abused.
As the year winds down and Christmas approaches, the Rule of Law Accountability Advocacy Center Ruler Group has raised concerns about the challenges travelers face in Southeast during the holiday season. The organization highlights issues at checkpoints along major highways where security operatives, under the guise of protecting citizens, often engage in harassment, extortion, and brutality. The group called for urgent reforms to ensure professionalism, oversight, and accountability among security agencies to prevent distress for travelers. They also emphasized the need for inclusive dialogue with community leaders and civil society to address grievances and reduce tensions.
There is need for inclusive dialogue. The government should engage with community leaders, youth organizations, and civil society to address grievances and promote peaceful resolutions. Exclusive focus on military solutions to insecurity has proved to be counterproductive as it fails to address the root causes. Improvement in security could attract investment and spur economic growth, contributing to a more stable environment. Conversely, failure to address these issues will lead to continued instability, erosion of trust in institutions, and possible escalation of violence. The future largely hinges on the willingness of all stakeholders to prioritize peace building and community engagement. RULAC therefore calls on Southeast governors to engage with community leaders, youth organizations, and civil society to address grievances. This would be a step toward promoting peaceful resolutions and restoring peace, democratic and inclusive governance, and prosperity in the Southeast.
The renewed Hope Ambassadors Network is commended President Bola Tinubu's 2025 budget proposal, describing it as a bold and visionary plan to tackle Nigeria's economic challenges and foster sustainable growth. According to RAND Secretary General Opialu Fabian, the budget seeks to address inflation, aiming to reduce it from 34.6% to 15% by the end of 2025, while also prioritizing key sectors critical to national development. The group lauded the 4.06 trillion naira investment in infrastructure, which they believe will boost productivity, reduce costs, and create jobs by enhancing the movement of goods and services.
In respect to budget allocation, very close to defense is the commitment to infrastructural development. With the estimation of 4.06 trillion naira earmarked for this sector, the government recognizes that no meaningful economic progress can be achieved without modernizing the country's infrastructure. Roads, bridges, airports, and energy systems are the backbone of any growing economy, and President Tinubu's focus on infrastructure is aimed at unlocking the nation's economic potentials. Improved infrastructure will facilitate the movement of goods and services, reduce costs, enhance productivity, and create jobs, thereby fostering inclusive growth and development. We are very convinced that the 2025 budget is a bold and visionary document that seeks to restore hope to the Nigerian people and guide the country towards a path of sustainable growth and prosperity. The allocation of resources to critical sectors such as defense, infrastructure, health, education, and social welfare reflects a comprehensive approach to governance that is both pragmatic and forward-thinking. Through these efforts, the Asiwaju-led administration is not only addressing the immediate needs of the population, but also laying the groundwork for a better and more prosperous future for all Nigerians. We, the renewed Hope Ambassadors Network, stand in full support of the President's commitment, and we call on all Nigerians to rally behind this noble vision for a better and brighter future. We need to understand that it is our collective responsibility to ensure the success of this ambitious agenda through active participation in the economic and social programs outlined in the budget.
We're going to short break here, but still to come, Giselle Pelicot's ex-husband jailed for 20 years in France mass rape trial. Details of this story after this break. Welcome back. Now here's a quick recap of our major stories. In the spirit of Christmas, the Dangote Group has announced a reduction in petrol prices to 899 naira per litre, effective immediately. This price cut aims to ease the financial burden on Nigerians during the festive season, providing relief amid ongoing economic challenges. The move has been widely appreciated by citizens, and consumers will begin benefiting from the new rates once distribution channels are adjusted. We also informed you that the FCT High Court has granted former Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello bail and the sum of 500 million naira in a case involving alleged financial mismanagement during his tenure. Bello pleaded not guilty to charges brought by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), was granted bail with conditions that include providing 2 sureties, each with a bond of 250 million naira, and surrendering his international passport to the court. Now, in case you missed any of the news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Lime's World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. It's now time for business news. Let's join Victoria Konde, who is on standby in the world of business. What's the latest, Victoria?
Well, Tammy, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has announced that the country's external reserves, now at $42.01 billion, are sufficient to finance the importation of goods and services for over 9 months. The declaration was made by CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso during a performance index report presentation to the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial institutions in Abuja. According to Cardoso, Nigeria's external reserves increased from $38.35 billion as of September 30, 2024 to $42.01 billion by December 12, 2024. He attributed this growth to receipts from crude oil-related taxes and third-party receipts in the third quarter of 2024, coupled with a maintained current account surplus and improvements in the country's trade balance.
The current account surplus has strengthened consistently in the past 3 quarters, recording a surplus of $6.06 billion in third quarter 2024. This positive trend is largely attributable to a favorable trade balance driven by increased remittance inflows and decline in imports. External reserves rose to $42.01 billion as of December 12, 2024, compared with $38.35 billion on September 2024, driven largely by receipts from crude oil-related taxes. Our external reserves level can finance over 9.09 months of import of goods and services, or 13.91 months of goods only, higher than the international benchmark of 3 months and a robust buffer against shocks.
All right, now we'll go on a short break and be back with stock market updates. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's the 4th trading day of the week and the Nigerian equities market ended in positive territory, marking its 4th consecutive win. The market rose by 0.77%, bringing the market capitalization to an impressive 61.39 trillion naira. Aradel Holdings led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 730 naira 40 kobo per share, and it was followed closely by UAC of Nigeria, which closed at 27 naira 50 kobo per share. At the end of today's trading session, over 400 million shares were traded in 10,255 deals, corresponding to a market value exceeding 17 billion naira. And when this is compared to the previous NGX trading day, which is Wednesday, the 18th of December, today's data shows a 3% improvement in volume, an 85% improvement in turnover, and a 7% improvement in deals, which is quite impressive. Now, switching to the global scene, the US Dow Jones increased by 0.28%, while its counterparts, the UK's FTSE and the Japan's Nikkei, ended in bearish territory, as you can see on the screen. And now on the foreign exchange market, the Naira remained volatile, with other major currencies trading at 1,660 Naira against the dollar on the black market, 2,180 Naira for the British pounds, and 1,790 Naira against the euro, still on the black market. That's it on both business and stock market updates. Back to you, Tammy, for the rest of the news.
Thank you for that update, Victoria. Now, on the foreign scene, Dominique Pelicot has been jailed for 20 years after dragging his ex-wife Giselle, raping her and inviting dozens of strangers to also abuse her over nearly a decade. The 72-year-old was found guilty of all charges by a judge in Avignon in southern France and cried in court as he was sentenced to the maximum term. He was on trial with 50 other men, all of whom were found guilty of at least one charge, although their jail term were less than what prosecutors had demanded. The convictions bring to an end France's largest ever rape trial, which over the course of 3 months shocked the country and the world. Human Rights Watch has accused Israel of committing acts of genocide by denying clean water to Palestinians in Gaza and called on the international community to impose targeted sanctions. And a new 184-page report released on Thursday, the New York-based watchdog said that since October 2023, when Israel launched its military offensive in Gaza, Israel authorities have deliberately obstructed Palestinians' access to adequate amount of water required for survival in the Gaza Strip. And finally, on sports, defending champions Spartans clinched back-to-back Showtime Bowl titles after defeating Warriors in the final to claim the 6 million naira grand prize at the Showtime Arena night. Despite suffering a defeat to Warriors earlier in the campaigns, Spartans bounced back to end their opponent's impressive 11-game unbeaten run and retained their crown in an intense final. The victory saw Spartans claim the lion's share of the record 20 million naira prize pool, with Warriors receiving 4 million naira as runner-up, while Rebels and Outlaws secured 2.5 million each for finishing third and fourth respectively.
We have an amazing coach, founder, and then we have an amazing quarterback, right? So when you look at what Femi does and bringing the team together and making sure that everyone steps into the plate, whether it's Sata, whether they come on the bench, everyone has the mentality of we have to win. We come together and we don't make mistakes. That's a big thing about what we pride ourselves in, playing mistake-free football. We learn from our mistakes, we become better, and we put a mindset to it. One impressive thing is that if you followed our whole season, there are games that we should not have won, but we won because we're a great team. And what makes us great is not necessarily just skill and play, but the heart. They had to persevere. You saw this earlier. We were down and we came back. We've been the underdogs this whole time, but we're very grateful. We're very grateful.
There are a lot of very good teams in the league. That Warriors team is a very good team. Very good team. They're the future, right? But, number one, remember, we won the championship last season, and then we had a rough start to the season. We stumbled. We lost a lot of games at the beginning of the season. Because remember, Spartan film is the most watched film in the league. Everyone knows our team, knows our tactics. So we had to change it up. But, for us, it's about belief, right? I tell everyone, this is not about athleticism. This is not about having the best players. What this is about is togetherness and teamwork, right? And building culture, right? And what I try to tell all my younger players is that what you'll learn here, you'll carry throughout your lifetime about conflict resolution, growing together, being together. So this is not really a flag football team, Rashid and I. This is more so like youth empowerment, right? And now let them be winners.
And that wraps up our bulletin on the news. Many thanks for watching. See you again next time.